Hello and welcome to today's very special Christmas episode with Mary Kenya Reviews, and I thought I'd share a Christmas list of movies and TV shows that I usually watch around Christmas time. From the moment December 1st hits to the very last day of December, I usually have a list of TV shows and movies that I usually watch, and it's a tradition that I started in 2021. So I can't wait to share this list with you. Before we go on, if you don't mind, like, subscribe if you're watching this on my YouTube or Rumble, and if you're watching this on my socials, follow, like, comment, all those good things to help us out with the algorithm. The first one on our list, obviously, is the one that is behind me, a special mention of The Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings is the best trilogy to ever have existed or be created. And I don't know, my obsession with Lord of the Rings started, I think, around that time when I started this tradition. And I remember it's when, after I watched this special episode where the cast came together to have like the 20th commemoration of Lord of the Rings, and they were like, they were on Stephen Colbert, where they were singing the song, Lord of the Rings is the #1 trilogy. And I think I just went back to watch it and I just fell in love with the whole franchise all over again. So Lord of the Rings is definitely there. I love the hope Lord of the Rings gives us. And for me, I remember when I was just watching it solo, I usually thought Lord of the Rings is the only thing, but Tolkien has so much work that leads up to what we get to see in the Lord of the Rings. And I know there are people who've asked me after I shared my Christmas list why I don't have The Hobbit on it, because The Hobbit was not as good as The Lord of the Rings. First of all, The Hobbit was a children's book, and they got to extend it to 3 movies. That was completely unnecessary. I think they were trying to capture the magic Lord of the Rings had, but failed. So The Hobbit is usually not on that list. I don't even think I would rewatch The Hobbit unless maybe I'm doing it for Mary Kenya Reviews, but no. So Lord of the Rings, we start off with the Fellowship, where we get to meet Akina Frodo, we get to meet the whole cast, the Fellowship as it's usually named. Then we go to Twin Towers. Am I calling it Twin Towers? Twin Towers, oh my goodness. The Two Towers, and then The Return of the King. And definitely, we are watching the extended version. So, yeah, Lord of the Rings is definitely on the list. It brings out that Christmas feel for me, because it's a movie about hope after being defeated by evil for over a long period of time. People finally get to win. Good actually gets to win at the end of the day. So Lord of the Rings reminds me of that. So that's why I really like it. And Peter Jackson adopted the books perfectly. I don't think it would have been done more perfectly than it was done, but they did a really great work. So Lord of the Rings is definitely top on my list. The next movie series that I really like and enjoy watching, because it's definitely a Christmas movie, is the Harry Potter films, the 8 of them. I like just going through them. I'm not like a major Harry Potter fan, but when Christmas comes along, I'm usually in the mood of just watching Harry Potter, especially in the nights or on a Sunday. Yeah, they really just bring out that Christmas feeling. So Harry Potter, I've mentioned Harry Potter, and the third one is Pirates in the Caribbean. Pirates in the Caribbean is also a Christmas movie, because they usually got launched around that time. And I usually don't watch the whole series, because I think they have about 6 films to them. But I usually watch the 3 ones. The one that has Orlando Bloom and what's her name? And Keira Knightley. So I usually watch the first 3, because I feel like the first 3 were perfect. So I usually watch those 3. And then I go back to my comfort show, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar: The Last Airbender, to me, is a comfort show. I like watching it, especially when I'm going through a weird time. It kind of balances me out. I remember when I was really going through it in 2020 and 2021, I used to just take time and just rewatch Avatar The Last Airbender, and I'm currently right now just rewatching it. I think I'm still on the first season, so I like going back to Avatar The Last Airbender. I also added another movie in my list, which is The Gentleman. I know it's like an off film, but I really like watching The Gentleman, starring Matthew McConaughey and this guy from Sons of Anarchy. I really like him. Charlie Hunnam. So The Gentleman is also a really good film. I really like how smart it is. So it got added on my Christmas list movie. And to finish off the list, I like watching this movie called Soul. Soul is a movie by Pixel. And I know a lot of people liked it and there are people who didn't like it. But for me, I think it resonated with me because I kind of watched it at a time when I was a bit lost in life, and this film just reminds you to just live. Yes, you have goals, yes, you have things you need to do, but it's good for you, or it's better for you or anyone who's in this journey of life to actually enjoy the journey before you get to where you really want to be. So yes, I know when you get to where you want to be, the success, the feeling of achieving what you really want to is really great and should be great. It's also good to also just stop and smell the roses and just be. Purpose is important. Purpose is what gets us out of bed every day. But also just remember you're a human being who's just going through a human experience. So yeah, Soul is also another movie that I really, really like watching during this time. Oh, and another movie that I have forgotten and I had noted it here and studied is Zootopia. Zootopia is also another really good movie that I really like watching during this time. So as you've seen from my Christmas list, I like watching things that are uplifting, you know. You're closing off the year and you want to close off the year on a good note, and you want to start off the next year on an even better note. So putting films for me and a TV show that feels good for my soul is very important. So yeah, my Christmas list is not as complicated. It's so easy. It's so basic. But is it really basic? No, it's unique to me. And I know it's not just unique. I know so many people go through the movies that I have mentioned, especially the Harry Potter films. I know a lot of Harry Potter fans usually go back to the Harry Potter films during this time. And yes, just as I said about not going through The Hobbit, when it comes to Lord of the Rings, I also don't go through the Fantastic Beast films. I feel like those films are a bit displaced. I feel like Harry Potter was just perfect as it was. Getting out something else kind of ruined it, I feel. So yeah, that's my Christmas list movie and TV show list. I don't know what I'm saying, but that's the list basically. I really enjoy watching those films, and I thought, hey, let me share it with you guys. And yeah, I would like to hear what you guys watch during the holidays. I know a lot of people also watch films, the Home Alone films during this time. People like watching Hallmark movies during this time. I'd like to know what is on your list. Do you agree with my list? Is my list good enough for you to borrow? So tell me about it. Tell me if you would borrow my list, and I would also like to hear what's on your list so that I can see whether I can also borrow it myself. So yeah, we can always add on to the list, and we don't only have to watch it during December. We can also extend it to January and just follow in and flow with the good vibes. So yeah, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next filming. Yes, so as I said, if you're watching this on my YouTube or Rumble, subscribe, like, comment. If you're seeing this on my socials, follow, like, comment, all those good stuff for the algorithm, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.